When I was 15, I took my mom's car in the middle of the night because a friend called me whispering saying he had gotten himself into trouble after sneaking out and didn't have a way home. I knew I wasn't supposed to drive and I definitely wasn't supposed to take the car, but I went anyway. The streets were empty and quiet, and for a while it actually felt easy, like nothing could go wrong, until on the way back a stray dog ran across the road and I swerved too hard. The car jumped the curb and scraped along a low fence before stopping with a horrible sound that echoed in the silence. My hands were shaking so bad I could barely hold my phone. My friend kept asking if I was okay, but all I could think about was how I was going to explain this. My mom would have been furious beyond words, but I remembered she always went to bed early, so with a knot in my stomach I called home, hoping my dad would answer, and after a few rings he did, his voice calm and half asleep. I told him everything in a rush, expecting him to hang up or start yelling, but he didn't. He just told me to stay put and that he was on his way. He showed up faster than I expected, wearing a jacket over his pajamas, like he hadn't even bothered to fully wake up. First thing he did was check if we were hurt. Then he walked around the car in silence, looking at the damage. He let out a small sigh but didn't say anything harsh. He got in and carefully backed the car off the fence, then had me follow him home, driving slow the whole way like nothing else mattered except getting back safely. Once we got home, he didn't drag it out. He told us to come inside, made us some hot chocolate, and sat at the kitchen table with me. He explained how things like this can spiral out of control in seconds and how lucky we were it wasn't worse. There was disappointment in his voice, but also something else, like he was more focused on making sure I understood than making me feel bad. After that, he sent us to bed and told me we'd talk more later. The next morning everything felt normal, almost too normal, until I overheard him telling my mom that he had clipped the fence while backing out early and didn't notice how tight the space was. He took the blame like it was nothing, just brushed it off and moved on. That moment stuck with me more than any punishment ever could, because I realized he trusted me enough to let me learn from it instead of exposing me right away. And from then on, whenever I found myself in a situation I couldn't handle, I didn't hesitate. I called him, knowing he'd show up no matter what and deal with the rest after.